I'm a little confused on everything. Hey, we're live from Carnival Paradise. This is my cabin, actually. It's a very small, it's a handicap accessible cabin. It's an ocean view. There's a bed and this little desk that I got here, some closet space, and a teeny tiny bathroom. It's an old-fashioned Carnival bathroom, but it is handicapped accessible. I had some difficulty getting my scooter in the door, and one of the cabin stewards walked by. I said, "Just park it outside." I said, no, that's not going to work because I have to charge the thing." So about the time I got inside and was sitting down to call guest services about that, they called me and said, "You have an oxygen concentrator here?" And I said, "Yeah." I said, "Well, we'll run it up in a few minutes." And I said, "Well, while I got you, I can't get the scooter in the door." "Oh, it fits." I was trying to come in frontwards, and would have to be perfectly lined up and straight. So actually the special needs coordinator for the ship, they have an ADA compliance officer here. How cool is that? But anyway, you have to back the scooter in. So right now, in case it gets a little noisy, the door to the corridor is open because I didn't want to bring the scooter all the way in because there's not a whole lot of space. Let's see if I can flip it over this way and show you what I'm talking about. See, there's my scooter. Oops. And it's parked in the hallway, and that's the door. So you can see there was literally about an inch clearance backing it in from the wheels on each side of the wheels. So it's a tight squeeze, but it will fit in here. Now, of course, when I bring it in, I'll take it over here behind me where I can have room to charge it up. And that part of the room back over there, I won't use it all. So anyway, Dennis, I am so glad you're here, Dennis, and Robert too. Both of you guys, I had no idea how to get a hold of you because I have made a change. And both of you, I didn't have on any of the messenger groups. I didn't have emails for you. I didn't have phone numbers anyway that I could text you or anything. So here's what I'm changing. So I'm so glad both of you guys are here because I was thinking of both of you guys. I pretty much have gotten a hold of everybody else. When I am in port for ports of call on this cruise is Monday and Tuesday. Okay. I'm in Roatan, Honduras on Monday and Cozumel on Tuesday. I am not going to do the show, my regular show at 11 o'clock. I will postpone the new show until probably 5 o'clock, that dinner is 6 here on this cruise. So I'll do the show and get back to the ship and do the show at 5. That way I can enjoy the ports. And then all the past cruises that I've done this year, I do the show at 11. And let's say, some days if I'm running my mouth or we've got a really good chat room, I'll be on the air for an hour. So that's 12. Then I have to process it and I have to process the podcast. So there's another 30, 40 minutes to an hour. So it could be as late as 1 o'clock before I could get off the ship. Or you just can't take excursions at 1 o'clock. They're all gone. They've been gone for hours. So from now on, when I'm in ports, the daily show will be moved to 5 o'clock most days. If there are other difference in the times, of course, I will be able to announce that ahead of time. I made this decision driving to Tampa yesterday afternoon. And I said, man, I need to start getting some excursion time in. So I made that change and I sent notices out to everybody. But both of you guys, I didn't know how to get a hold of other than on the air. So I'm glad you jumped in. Then I checked the news earlier to see if there was anything big today that I could, do a special broadcast. That wasn't anything worthwhile. So I did hook up with, thank you, Robert. Thank you for thinking about you, Dennis. Things. Well, because you guys have become pretty regular, especially you, Dennis. You're my coach. You're teaching me how to pronounce all these words that are way over my head. I love it. But anyway, I did hook up with Cindy, of course, the lovely Cindy Lee. Now, wait a minute. I've been pronouncing her last name wrong. Duranovic, I think, something like that. I was putting the wrong emphasis on the first syllable, and it's Dur, and I was saying Dar. I was saying Daravanik, and it's Duranovic. Anyway, Cindy. I hooked up with Cindy. I met her. Ooh, is that her mom and dad or her stepmom and dad? I can't remember. Anyway, met them. And of course, the hubster, Cindy's husband, Nick. We had lots of war stories, medical war stories that he and I can trade back and forth. So we'll have gruesome conversations every time we get together. But it was great to meet them. I am going upstairs for the sailaway. I might try to do a live stream from up there, since it does seem that this signal is really good. I wanted to test it out here down in my cabin. So, I haven't yet found places on the ship where it's quiet enough to do the show. If I have to do the show, I can do it from here, at least so far. Now, it might change as soon as we get to sea, but this certainly seems like a good stream. JNS Adventures is here. Good to have you. Welcome aboard. Emily has cooled off where Robert is. That's in San Antonio, way down to 75 today. Well, I'm so sorry. Pull out your fur-lined undergotchis, Robert. It's down to 75. My goodness, that's frostbite weather. I will go out on my e-bike. Okay, Nikki's with us. Hi, Nikki. What a good group you're traveling with. Oh, absolutely. This is going to be a fun cruise. I'm not sure how much work I'll get done, but it's going to be a fun cruise. What part of accessible doesn't Carnival understand? The stateroom door should be at least 32 inches. Well, I gave the thing that they ask when you first say that you need an accessible cabin is the width and so forth of the scooter and the length and how fat I am, and I don't know. I'm not sure I can walk through that door with my fat butt. It'd be tight. But the scooter, back in the scooter, I think it came straight in. But there's just not much room. So I guess I'm going to have to get off the scooter and get it turned around to back it in. Maybe if I get used to making that turn, I'll be able to do it forward. We'll see. But this is going to be a challenge. This is the smallest door I've had on any of the cruises since I started with the scooter. So that's going to be a real challenge. Dennis says, Chillie, did you read my vid comment from a couple weeks ago? San Miguel and Cozumel. Pescaderia. Oh, roll kiss my big fat butt rolling R's. Pescaderia. My tongue doesn't want to do that, Dennis. I'll try. I keep trying. And don't forget to pop by Mega before boarding. Yeah, I've been to Megas before. And again, I'm not sure where we're going to land at which pier we'll be at. Elizabeth thinks that it's right there at Pancho's backyard, which she knows the owner, and he gives us a discount. And it's good food. And they got the two marimba players going, and yeah, it's a nice place. And if we're at one of those two piers, that would be, right close to that. But yeah, one of these times I've got to try pescaderia. Pescaderia. Oy vey. Huh? Katie, have a wonderful time. Oh, Katie, you know me. I'm always going to have a wonderful time. Who else is on here today? I'm going backwards now. I said, Janet, maybe I can help with any of the art history you may have. Oh, that's nice to know. So you'll sound like a pro. I so appreciate having somebody that has the knowledge to help me out of stuff like that, because I know I slaughter words and I'm terrible at it. Daylight savings ended already for us. It did. So you're an hour off of normal time. Be 7 hours ahead instead of 6. Well, I'll be. Yeah, we change Saturday night at midnight. So it'll go back to the same way it was starting Sunday. And everybody's agreeing with the change I made. Yeah, well, I appreciate that. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to the extra content I can create. And then if I do get a chance to do something, of course, one of the issues is finding accessible excursions. They're just not very existent. But if we get to that point, then it will be, I can come back to the room or someplace on the ship to do the show and have some stuff that I did today. Say, oh, look what we did today. Because I can put clips up and everything if I got the good Wi-Fi. And then I'm looking ahead, quite frankly, that if we get some of these big deals that we're working on doing some things, cruising that I just can't afford, like circumnavigating South America or a world cruise or any of the big fancy 30, 40, 50 day cruises. I mean, I can't afford that. But with a sponsorship deal, that might change my life considerably. So, and I realize, guys, some of the big hitters, the Tonys of the world and the Dons of the world, and even JJ Cruises of the world and the Emma of the world, they're big enough. When they get up to 100,000 subscribers and all, their check from YouTube is enough to pay for a couple cruises a month. So, I mean, I'm still growing. I'm still a little guy compared to them. So, I'm lucky to at my income to pay my computer expense. It certainly doesn't pay for any of my cruises. So I do have 3 cruises now that will be partially sponsored. And I'm going to be perfectly honest with you guys about when I get a break, and you're going to know it. My next 3 cruises after this one, Scooter Realm, is going to be a partial sponsor. They're going to provide me with a scooter and an oxygen concentrator. And in return, they're going to have some ad space in my show and on the podcast for whatever they want to advertise. We'll have happy to do that. When I did put that little donut in that says a pause from a word from one of our network sponsors, well, what they do on the podcast is they run some kind of PSA in there. If you listen to the podcast, because it's, we do have some revenue on the podcast, but that's my biggest growth is the podcast. So anyway, that will also get an ad space in the podcast. And then I will make mention of the sponsorship of every video that I do that has like with Scoot Around, I will do several things specifically for them. And then what we're hoping to do with some of the cruise lines, and I don't mind even telling you is the package we're going after, is going after a single cruise. Say, okay, you sponsor Chillie, and here's the deal. You're going to get sponsorship of the Daily Show. You're going to get sponsorship of the podcast. You're going to get sponsorship of live streams that entire week on your ship. You're also going to be mentioned in any videos that he produces that week on the ship, like the little shorts, and I'll figure some way of putting that in there so that they've got some kind of mention forever on the YouTube and on down the line. And then I will give them a complete accessibility study on their entire ship. The goods, the bads, what needs fixed, what needs worked on, whatever. And that's going to be part of the package. And all they got to do is give me a cabin. Plain and simple. Now, that might not be so much on a cruise that I can afford. But a package on, a package on up to some of the bigger, higher price cruises. Maybe some of the fancier cruise lines that I couldn't afford to go on. Some of the boutique cruises and the Azumaras of the world and cruise lines like that I'd love to go on. I'd love to be able to provide content on it. But I've never been able to afford that. So we'll see what happens. We're going to continue working on it. And I'll let you know when it comes through, if it ever does. So, of course, if you see me tell you that I'm circumnavigating South America next week, I promise you, and it ain't coming out of my pocket. There'll be some kind of a deal along the way. So, anyway, that's it. I need to get upstairs for the sailaway party. I have not had an adult beverage. So, by the way, folks, for the accessible folks that are on this cruise, there's an ADA compliance officer. How about that? Well, looky here. There's John. Let's see what happened. What's happening with my buddy John? Hello, John.
I just wanted to check in. I happened to catch you, and it said live, and I'm thinking, is he on a ship? I thought he was not on the ship, and so I figured out that you're really on a ship, and you're looking great, and some great information. I just need to know, do you have a backup camera on your scooter?
Not yet. Maybe I'll figure some way of putting a backup camera on it, because it's a one inch clearance in the doorway. I'm not sure I can hit that, especially if I may have had an adult beverage and then trying to drive that sucker in.
Does it have a doot when you're going backwards?
Ooh, no, I don't think.
Because I was in a bank one day, and there was a real hefty guy at the window, and his beeper went off, and the little kid behind him said, "Look out, Mom, he's backing up."
Well, I'm certainly glad that we can hear you today and hear me today, and I can see you. Obviously, this is a way better Wi-Fi signal than we had the last couple of days on Margaritaville at Sea Express. So now it's going to be interesting to see when we're at sea.
Just want to say hi, and so happy folks are watching, and excited for all your cruising. I'm sitting here, 2,000 miles away from any water, just in case, because a shark could attack you at any moment, and I want to be safe. So,
yes. Well, now you can always they do make oars now for mud puddles. Just let you know that you can get an oar for a mud puddle.
Oh, an oar! You said an oar.
Yes.
That's not what. I'll bet you that's not what people heard the first time.
No. Would I ever say something like that, John?
Well, no, I knew it was an electronic glitch. I knew it wasn't you, but that's not what I heard the first time.
Okay. Speaking of adult beverages, so far I'm drinking water.
Me too, but it's good cold Minnesota Lake Agassiz 10,000-year-old water. So
Well, I have to go find out what kind of bourbon they have on this boat. I haven't even checked on that yet. So anyway, I am so thrilled to have a decent Wi-Fi signal after the last 2 cruises I've been on, even if it goes to hell once we sail.
Well, you started off terrible. It was really fuzzy at the beginning.
Oh, was it?
It just got better and better and better. Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Well, good. I hope it stays like this. All right. I'll see you later. That, of course, is Amigo John from up there in Crookston. I say, Bonnie, thank you, Bonnie. That was not necessary. Super chat from Bonnie. Thank you very much. You know, Bonnie, I always appreciate the little gifts. I hope you got the McDonald's. I did load up the McDonald's app, Dennis. You told me to do that, and I did. Of course, it didn't help the McDonald's I was at yesterday. Apparently no Wi-Fi in that McDonald's, or it was down or something. They may be big, but they're all cruise clowns spreading misinformation. Yeah, I know. The clickbaiting, they did it again yesterday. Big headline, Carnival doubles their prices. They doubled their price on bottled water. Yeah. And then they made a big to-do over Carnival charging for main dining room food. That's what it was. They're going to charge you for main dining room food. Yeah, no. If you have a third entree, they're going to charge you $5. I don't have a problem with that. If you're going to have 3 entrees at dinner, you should pay something. Anyway, I hate that clickbaiting crap. I'll stay small and not clickbait. I'll tell you that. I don't care. So, Emily says signal is great. Let's see, Emily. Oh, it's Saturday. You off today? I'm surprised you're not out with doggies. I need to find out how to buy a thing or two from John's shop. Really, I'm interested. Yeah, I'll tell you what. And of course, I couldn't bring that on me, but I have to admit, I enjoy the not crazy about gummies, but I like the chocolate, the mint thingy, and I slept like a stone. That was terrific. All right, I'm going to end this, guys. I am so glad to have a nice live stream. I hope to be streaming up from all over the ship. I would love to bring you guys, live streams from everywhere when I get my bearings a little. All right, I'm going to run upstairs and get ready for a sail away and have an adult beverage. So maybe we'll do a live stream from up there in a little while. Anyway, this has been terrific, guys. Thanks for being with me. I'm so glad you guys everybody knows about Monday and Tuesday. Albeit do the show, but it'll be 5 o'clock-ish. All right, guys. We'll see you next time. This is the old fat travel guy. As always, stay safe, stay healthy, think about cruising, and hopefully one day soon we'll all get together on the high seas. Have a fantastic afternoon, guys.